put down past cement into the desert floor, and through the layers and layers and layers of earth that lead down to the center of earth, lava flow, energy, aho. for a minute. Keep your eyes closed. Now the reason I use the drum is because there are those who say, but I can't meditate. I can't quiet the mind. Well, who can? But what I ask people to do with this drum, and listening to it in the meditation, to be with the voice, is to listen to the spaces between the beats, between the sound, the stillness that's between the beats. To be with the sound and the stillness at the same time and find a place in that. Sometimes we journey into the tree. Sometimes we journey into a lake, into an ocean, into the sky, into a cloud, a hope. Sometimes we find spirit guides, spirit animals. Sometimes we find answers to questions that we didn't even know we had yet. A hope. What is it you're holding on to in the fifth chakra in your mind that you need to let go of? Allow yourself to let go. And allow yourself to receive the freedom of moving forward. Allow yourself to receive. If you don't know how to receive, ask me. I can help you. I'm sure somebody else in here can help you learn how to receive as well, because there are those of us who don't know how to do that. Receiving the rhythm, receiving the sound, receiving the silence, all in one. They're interchangeable. Energy, chi, prana, sound. Go ahead and open your eyes. Ooh. That was just a short version of drum. I usually drum for 20 to 25 minutes, and it's really an intensive exercise in leaving your body, actually. Leaving where it is you're sitting. You know, being conscious of where you're going. Is there anybody who had an experience during that while that was happening? With that drumming? Can you tell us what that was like for you?
No. I mean, I think it's just powerful. And I definitely could see what you're saying about it sort of being a meditation in supporting going somewhere. I certainly could have let go quite a bit more, but the very little that I was present was, very easy and transformative. So I couldn't really speak to more than that.
Well, I definitely felt flow up of the energy in all my chakras, and I wanted to ask you also, but I had felt a blow up that blow up when you mentioned the word white buffalo.
Oh.
What, could you repeat the meaning of the white buffalo?
Direction of the north, direction of earth, direction of winter. Oh. Direction of the Great Spirit, all my relations, my relatives, the grandmothers and the grandfathers, we call them the stone people. Anything that's a rock, we refer to as the grandmothers and the grandfathers because they're older than time. Direction of white buffalo is the animal medicine or direction of the north. Yes, sir.
Do you use different sized drums for different purposes?
This I use, when people pass, I go to the mountain or I go out into the wilderness and I drum for people. I can't carry this, I could, but this is so much easier. It just depends on what I'm doing. This I use for the journeying meditations. This I use for other things. Sometimes I even use a rattle, And by the way, all the instruments that I have and I make are repurposed. They're repurposed skins, repurposed wood, repurposed hooves of, goats, repurposed. Back there, I have a rattle back there that was presented to me when I was given my name, Walking Crow. It's a pea pod. It's a seed pod, but it was given to me as a rattle, as a shamanic rattle. And there's a couple of duck feathers attached to that. And yeah.
Yeah, no, I was wondering if different depths of sound have different purposes in what you're doing.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. When I play, I don't just play here. I move around the drum for that exact purpose, because there's a different pitch, a different tone, and different sides. Because it's not round; it's an oblong shape because it's made like a tree. So there's different sounds, and I use them purposely for that reason. Sir?
Does that raise your energy? I mean,
It raises the vibration.
Yeah, the vibration, because the only way I describe it is I feel supple, everything feels supple.
Yeah. Right now, my heart is like.
Yeah, it's just, so just that vibration, I guess, raised it. Wow.
Fantastic.
There's a saint in India, his name is Swamiji. He heals people or disease by Nada Yoga. Nada means sound. So the chakra has lam, bum, ram, yam, hum, mum. It's energized your nerve system of 72,000 nerves. It's like the sun, solar plexus. It's all like electricity of God. Breath and sound, whoop, 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 all garbage clean.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
what I feel. I do it for like 39 years, for then my heart opened about 39 years back. So I became world famous laughing yogi. Lord said, you rock the world. So no, he's doing it. He's not doing it, it's consciousness, soul. Soul is love, and soul is the light, and soul is the sound. When you use it, you feel it and enjoy it. That's what life is about.
Bliss. Bliss. By the way, I'm a practitioner of the Red Road. This is, we say this is the sound of Mother Earth. And what more? Mother. You know, I do sweat lodge every month. And I have asthma. I've had asthma. It came from, by the way, I did my birth story. My asthma came from womb trauma because my father was an alcoholic. There was always ruckus in the house, and the stress hormones in my mother's body would, and guess what? In my body, she didn't feel loved. Our air, lungs, heart, I'm loved, I'm loved. I don't have the capacity to be loved. I don't have the capacity to love. I have asthma. When I go to Mother Earth, into her womb, sweat lodge, womb, when I come out, I have no more asthma for months at a time. I do not, I have an inhaler, which I don't use. I use it probably once a year, maybe. That's how powerful Mother Earth is. And asking, when I enter that lodge and I say, please allow me to enter Mother Earth, aho mitakiyas. Omateo. By the way, omateo is a Nahuatl word for the duality of Creator Great Spirit. The divine feminine and the divine masculine. I do everything in those two places. Everything in those two places. Does anybody else have any questions?
Did you say a nawak?
Nahuatl. Nahuatl.
Nawak, that's a nawak.
Omateo. Omateo. It's just like Radhe Govind, right?
Right.
Female, male. And I didn't know this stuff. This is stuff that I've learned that I know. I didn't learn it from a book. So it's really interesting. I work with plant medicine. There's some sage back there. I only brought 3 sticks. That's fresh from the arroyo in Pasadena. I go out and harvest my own sage. I offer tobacco. I offer prayer. I drum and I sing. And I ask for permission to take sage. There's 3 back there if you'd like. Please help yourself to it. It's still green. It's still fresh. I make my own drums. I teach workshops. I teach workshops on the chakras. I teach workshops to bring people into their bodies, people in recovery, out of their mind into their bodies. I'm an energy healer, and I have a client base that I work with, and you're welcome to call me. I do long distance healings. I do that around the world. I also have a radio show, the Transformational Sacred Drum Radio Show, which is on a Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm a busy guy. I'm not unemployed. I'm just like, you know, my abundance is here in different ways. And also, I have a men's group called Miscellaneous, Men in Self-Care. This particular group is about giving men back their voice, bringing them into their voice, because many men don't know how to speak to their spouse or their mate or they shrink. In the second chakra too, they shrink. and they can't speak to their wife. They can't say what they really want to say for fear of shame. I'm not loved, or not being loved, or not being liked. The hell with that. I speak my piece, palabra, word, palabra. I'm here, I'm right here, right now, and if you don't like what I have to say, I can't help you. I can only help me. Would you like my help? I want your help. I need your help. I need you. I need you. I need you only because I can't breathe without you. Oh. I was a loner. I don't have a lot of friends. But boy, I love turning on that camera and speaking to the world, turning on the microphone and speaking to, I have plenty to say. Those people who told me I was too black, too fat, too short, too dark, be quiet, go to your room, are the ones that gave me my voice. Oh, I just didn't know it at the time. My name's Anthony Rodriguez, Walking Crow, and this is Manos Transformational Sega Drum Medicine, and I want to thank you, Aho, for having me.
Any questions? That was great.
Any more questions?
We already did the question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lawrence had to go, so I'm going to fill in for